Hello, folks. I'm OdinSpack 33, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play. This is Mario Party on the N64, but being played through the Nintendo Switch Online app. This is a this is a Let's Play gift for Madame Wario, whose birthday is today when I'm releasing this. However, I am recording this in April. So, you know, this might be a little bit in advance, but I really didn't want her to know I was doing this. So the objective is to get the entirety of this Let's Play recorded before her birthday actually happens. Why am I making this for Madame Wario? Well, just a little bit of backstory real quick. She's my wife. I love you, Bobo. And I really want to do this Let's Play for you because I have always wanted to do a Mario Party game. And I couldn't think of a better person to dedicate it to than you. So, I'm sure I'll probably talk about her throughout the project, but for everyone else, I won't gush about her, but, she's awesome, and you should definitely check out her content, whether it be on YouTube or on Twitch, whatever she's doing, 6 months from when I'm recording this, wherever she's at, check out her content. So, the Switch Online version of this runs actually a little faster than the N64 game, and this intro is actually not even really synced up with the music. It's kind of weird. I actually wasn't even going to include this at all for the intro. However, seeing that I'm just going to outline how this project works, I don't really see a reason not to include this, because I'm not reading the text or anything. Like, they're going to become the superstar. That's the story of the game. So, this project, we'll be playing through all the boards on light mode, which is also light mode. Shows the light mode. So let's see, 20 turns for each of the boards. So we'll be doing that. I'll be attempting to purchase all the items. Don't know about all the mini games. That might be a big ask, but definitely all the items for sure. Unlocking any secrets that might be in the game, and I will also be playing through Minigame Island at I don't know, the end, I guess. But that's pretty much all of the content in the game. So that's, I want to cover everything. I want to do everything. I could make it a standard play game, 35 turns or full play, but I think that's kind of a bit extra. I think 20 turns works pretty good. We're going to be, once this intro ends, we're going to be getting right into the first board, and we're not going to have any gimmicks or anything turned on. You actually start with a few coins to purchase some of the items and gimmicks you can kind of change in Mario Party. So if you've seen this game or if you had it for a long time, it might be odd that some of the things might not happen that normally do, that you can kind of expect from Mario Party 1 or just Mario Party in general. But as we progress through the game and the different boards, I'll be slowly adding them in and explaining them. So hopefully it'll be a little more exciting when they pop up. So there we go. There's the title screen of Mario Party. This is the only time you'll ever see it look like this, because as soon as we win a board with somebody, it will no longer look like this. So let's hop on into it here. So here's our menu. Like I said, we're going to go into this like the next board. We're going to maybe take a trip to one of these little locales here. But we're going to get right into it because we already had the intro. So we're not going to hear the game rules. Get out of here. We know how to play Mario Party. And if you don't worry. We're going to go over how Mario Party works. Because if you're who knows? You could be watching this for the very first time. Somehow you've stumbled on this video and you've never seen Mario Party before. So, I'll go over, the basics of it. But we're going to be playing one player. One thing you'll notice on the Switch version, as opposed to the N64, 4 players is always open. You don't have to have controllers plugged in. That'll be helpful for later for when we do some grinding for coins. For this whole project, I'll be using Donkey Kong. I don't know, he's my guy. I used to play as Yoshi way back in the day, but we're going to go on DK. And because I'm dedicating this project to Madame Wario, Wario is also going to be showing up in every board. And then I guess we'll just choose the bros, and then the next board we'll choose, Peach and Yoshi. We'll set them all in hard mode. We'll see if I can win. Oh yeah, if I don't win a board, whatever. The objective is just to have fun. So that's kind of what I'm going with for this. And then we have 6 boards off the get-go. I'm not going to bother rotating between all of them. We're going to go with the first one here, which is Mario's Rainbow Castle. Use your star power to create a beautiful rainbow. Difficulty of 1 star. I don't know if that's true. This board could be brutal. But I think what the star difficulties are, like, how hard it is to, like, play it. Like, as far as, like, the mechanics go. And this board is probably, like, one of the most straightforward boards in the game. So I think that's why the difficulty is 1 star. And then, like I said, we're playing... Oh, not light mode, sorry. Light play. But yeah, we can choose the amount of turns. In this game, you can only choose between 3 settings. So we'll be doing light play here. And we'll be doing this for all the boards, just so that it doesn't take too long. Just to kind of give you the gist of it, you know. Because honestly, the longer you play a board, if you're decent enough at the game, you will win, probably, unless something crazy happens. And I like to think that I'm probably decent enough at this game that I could probably win every time on full play. So light play might actually give me a little bit of a challenge. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But welcome, everyone. I'm your guide, Koopa Troopa. The castle you see from here was once a beautiful castle called Rainbow Castle. But the rainbow disappeared, and even the name Rainbow Castle has been forgotten. I've never heard this story ever. I think I skip this all the time. With your own hands, you must reveal the shining Rainbow Castle once more. I have one piece of advice. In the castle, Toad may change places with Bowser. Now then, let's decide our turn order. So we're going to roll the dice at the beginning here, and we're going to go first, so that's pretty good, because now I can show off everything kind of off the get-go. But this is going to be our turn order for the entire game here. This game has a weird 6-sided die that actually has 10 sides on it, but it's a video game, so that works out. And then we start off with 10 coins each, and our objective for the game, for Mario Party in general, is to get stars. And how do you get stars? Well, you purchase them from Toad here for 20 coins. And on this board, Toad will just be in this little tower here, so we just have to get to Toad. And have 20 coins, and we'll get a star. Simple enough, right? Well, that's not going to be that easy. There's going to be things that make that a little difficult. All right, and then to start off here, I'm going to leave mini game explanations on for a bit. I may turn them off later, but we don't really need to save because we're on the Switch Online, and I'll turn the message speed up. But other than that, we can get right into this. So yeah, like I said, this game is like a board game. That's the inspiration of it. So that's why we have a 6-sided die. This is, you know, actual 10-sided dice weren't exactly, you know, mainstream at this point yet. So they're just like, let's make a 10-sided die, but it's actually on a 6-sided die. So we can look around the board. You know, we can look around. We can see all the different spaces. And we'll see, we'll kind of just go over all of them as they happen. I don't see a reason to explain all that once, or else I'd just go to rules land. So blue space, you get 3 coins, simple enough. You know, you definitely want to land there. It's one of the better spaces to land on. They're most of the spaces in the game are blue spaces. Everything else is something else. There's some sort of thing that will change the course of the game. And then after everyone rolls, we play a little mini game. And to start off here, we got Tipsy Tourney. So, like I said, we'll have the rules explanation on for a bit, because why not? So, for this one, we're gonna unveil the little picture in the middle here. So we just move and jump. Pretty standard game. I feel like this game got a big glow up on the Switch here because. Things don't lag nearly as much on here as compared to the original N64, so it's a little easier to play mini games like of this nature on the Switch. Did I win that? Okay, I did. It's a little like on the original N64. Some mini games really lag, but you won't find that on here, which definitely like alters how some games even work. And by the way, that's turn 1, just like that. So I wasn't really planning for this to be like a walkthrough, but I guess it's the best way I can do this justice. That'll make sense to me. Like I said, you might be new, so I wanna give you a chance. So this mushroom block, if we get a mushroom, we get to go again. If we would have got a poison mushroom, we would have missed a turn. Pretty standard board game thing, you know, you miss turns in it. So that could have been really bad, but it's good. And Mario's gonna get our first red space. You lose 3 coins. So blue is +3, red's -3. Pretty standard stuff. You'll also notice he's red now. And that's gonna affect how the mini games go at the end here. So we just played a 4-player mini game. This is a 1 versus 3. So now we're gonna be all against Mario here in Coin Block Bash. Although this is a very bad bad way to explain this one. Usually the 1 versus 3, we are all against the 1 player, or you know, if we're the 1 player against the 3 players. This one, it's a 4-player mini game. It just Mario has a bonus at the beginning where he starts with a hammer. But basically, we're just gonna try and get coins out of these bricks, and at any point we can try and steal the hammer. You know, that could be kind of fun. Let's go for it. Why not? There we go. I stole it from Mario. Actually, no, I didn't. I just I got it from him. But yeah, so at any point we can steal the hammer. We can become the 1 player. So that's kind of fun. And like I said, this is kind of this is like one of the weird 1 versus 3s. This game in general, this is like the beta test of Mario Party. I think they definitely started figuring out how they wanted the game formula to go in the next one. And I think that's why Mario Party 2 is probably so revered, because they definitely like got the formula down. But you know, this is Madame Wario's favorite Mario Party, so I gotta play this one. Also, I also really like this Mario Party. This was also my favorite Mario Party until Mario Party Superstars came out on Switch, and now that's my favorite Mario Party. And yeah, I could be playing that one instead, but again, this is a tribute project more than anything. Wario's not going to show what that question mark space there does, so we're just going to have to wait and see what that is later. But we have some split paths here. Like I said, this board is pretty standard, pretty easy. Luigi got the star space, which is our 1-player mini games. Not necessarily unique to this game. They work differently in later games. But in this game, it's just like a standard mini game where you get coins. So if you played the sequels, you know there's like item mini games. That's kind of like the same thing. But here you get actual like coins and stuff. So it just kind of treats it as a thing. And like I said, they kind of did away with these in the later games. I'm not like a huge expert on this series, for the record. But as far as the N64 games go, 1 and 2 especially, I know my stuff. I feel like I know enough to hold my own. And Mario Party 3, I'm familiar enough with it. I think it's really good, if you want my hot take. But I don't know it nearly as much as these first 2. So these first 2 definitely some big nostalgia. These were like, we always rented these games growing up, but now that you can't really do that anymore, I would much rather prefer to own it. But hey, you know, the Switch version works too. I actually owned the card of this on N64, but I don't need it anymore, so I got rid of it. Anyway, we got another 4-player game here, so this is Bombs Away. This is a game that came back in various entries. So you may have seen this one before if you've played like Superstars or maybe even Mario Party 2. But a cannon's gonna shoot at us, and we are going to jump and dodge so that we don't get hit. That's pretty much it. Honestly, this version of this mini game is pretty. Wow, Mario died immediately. This version of this mini game is pretty tame, honestly. I think. I don't really think it's that bad. The cannon doesn't fire too frequently. Okay, they're all on hard difficulty, right? We set hard difficulty at the beginning of this. I can't believe they all died. That usually goes to the end. All right. Well, I didn't really get to explain it, but we won, so that's the best part about recording this and streaming this. This is why it's such a popular game to stream and record, because so much can happen in this. It's just ridiculous. So we got R for a split path, so we're gonna hashtag go left here, and we're gonna explore what's on over here. Toad is to the right, but we're gonna take a detour because there's something on over here. as we watch Mario play yet another one-player games. This is the kind of thing that kind of slows the game down. I think these were better replaced in the later games with the battle mini games where everyone is involved, whereas this you kind of just have to watch. Especially when you're playing against the CPU, it's like it's kind of lame to just watch the computer players play, and we just kind of have to sit here and narrate. I guess it works for a Let's Play where I can kind of just, you know, watch it along. I didn't really explain the last one, Memory Match, but I think it kind of spoke for itself. This is Limbo Dance. This one's really hard. See, the computer didn't even beat this. This is like a non-friendly, like, first-time mini-game. Like, the first time you play that, you kind of need to get a sense for it to win it. There's, like, different variants of it where, like, there's different courses. Some are easier than others. I think that may have been one of the easier ones. I think Mario just got really unlucky. I say unlucky like it's the computer. All right, there's our first question mark space, also known as a happening space, which we'll explain why later. But what that does is some sort of board event is these question marks here. And on this board, it flops, or swaps, I guess, Toad and Bowser around. So you know how I said we needed Toad to buy stars, which is our ultimate objective here? Well, Bowser does the opposite of that. Well, he doesn't take your star, at least not in this board. But he'll take coins from us, so we don't want to see him right now. All right, this is Buried Treasure. This is a pretty popular one. Kind of luck-based a bit. All you do is move and mash the button, and we're looking for a treasure chest here. I think they could have brought this back in one of the later ones and maybe just like put coins everywhere, kind of made it like a collectathon. I'm surprised it's not, but we're just gonna mash, and it looks like the treasure is somewhere down here. Sometimes you find these arrows that kind of explain, you know, where the treasure is. I see it flashing there. There we go, we got it. But yeah, see how like we were nowhere near that at the beginning? We were in the top left and it was in the bottom of the screen. Not much we could have really done about that. We just got lucky that the computer didn't go there. So that minigame's like fine. I know some people really like it, Bobo. But like, you know, it's like anyone can win it, I guess, which is fun. I do enjoy some luck elements. I won't lie. But anyway, here's Boo. Boo will steal coins for free from anybody, or steal stars for 50 coins. No one has any stars, but we'll steal some coins. And we'll steal them from Luigi. I'll be nice to Wario, at least on this first turn. Or at least this first board, at least. Wow, Boo stole a whole 1 coin. Amazing. So, Boo definitely got upgraded in later ones, but in this game, Boo's not as powerful. Won't steal a crazy amount of coins like some of the later entries. But coin stealing is free in this one. No. And you can't do anything. There's no mashing to stop Boo. Wow, only 1 coin as well. That's funny. Alright, I mean, that's what happened. Can't really do anything about that. 2 1-coin steals. That's hilarious. So, the mechanic, like I said, of this board is to get to Toad and buy stars. Anytime Toad or Bowser is visited, whether or not you buy a star or not, they swap spaces. And then obviously they swap spaces when you hit those happening spaces. So we just kind of want to avoid until, you know, Toad shows up. Then we want to sneak in there. All right, we got Crazy Cutter here. This is a pretty self-explanatory game. I think this is a fine mini game. And what's really nice for beginners too is you don't actually have to beat your opponents. Later entries, you do have to like do this the best. But in this game, I think you just need 80 points and you get coins. In this game, there's definitely a lot of mini games where you don't necessarily have to do better than your opponents. You just kind of have to do as well as the game wants you to do, and that's enough. So I think this is a pretty how is that top right one even close? Mario just drew across Boo's head. All right, well apparently it was enough for it 80. But yeah, all you need is 80 points and you get coins. So it's definitely very beginner friendly. And very self-explanatory game too. So that's a pretty top tier mini game right there. Pretty, you know, during this project we're gonna get my takes on the mini games too. Wow, I'm also gonna get a 1-player mini game. This space is even visited by everybody. All right, so we've gotten to our first stick spinner of the playthrough here. So this game is notorious for having to spin the control stick so much that you may have seen a warning screen as we booted this up, to, like, you know, make sure you don't hurt yourself while you're doing this. So I'm gonna use the Madam Wario strategy, which is the hold the thumbstick between like the thumb and the index finger. I don't know how to really explain that better than that. I don't think I'm going fast enough, so I may not actually get this. I don't think control stick spinning is that hard on the Switch, or as hard. It doesn't hurt nearly as much as the actual N64 controller. You probably didn't even hear it. I am playing this with the Switch Pro controller. It's very comfy. I quite like it for this, honestly. But that's probably one of the better control stick spinners, because you're not really competing against anybody. You're kind of just competing against yourself there. And I mean, if you lose, I think you only lose like 5 coins anyway, so it's like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But you're not forced against anybody, so that's probably one of the better stick spinners. Not to say that any of them are necessarily fantastic, but, you know, make sure you're safe, you know, when you play this game. Make sure you're a little safe. Also, I guess I didn't really mention, when you land on those green spaces at the end, it either decides if you're a blue player or a red player. There's no green players in this. There's no like 1v1, v2 games in this, which would be pretty cool, but they probably would have had to account for, well, literally just that scenario, I guess. Anyway, it's a skateboard scamper. This is pretty much a button masher where you just mash the button and you jump occasionally over obstacles, and then somewhere in this level here, there is a money bag, which if we get it, we will guaranteed get money. We don't have to even win this minigame. Oh my goodness, I'm choking here. I was doing really bad. That's alright, we can rubber band and catch up. There's that money bag there. So yeah, some of the mini games just have coins in them that, like, you don't have to even beat the game. Like, you don't have to, well, you don't have to win the mini game. You can just get the coins that are on screen there, and that's like enough. So apparently I won, even though I just did terribly, but, you know, DK got them hawk skills. I don't know, is Tony Hawk fast on a skateboard? Probably faster than me. Anyway, dumb.